Hello and welcome back to the second edition of the West Ham Fan TV podcast. The last one went down quite well, boys.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I listened to it back, and
I bet you've listened to it 25 times.
Nah, man, not that long. I ain't got the time. But no, I thought we sounded very professional. Very
it's all the money we spent on the equipment.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. And Ryan's still ill, so producer Andy stepped back in for episode. You might as well become a regular.
Might as well. Be a boy band.
I don't like beer, man.
No, I'm not a lover of beer. I created two shows. I created the post-match pint and Friday night pint, and I fucking can't stand drinking pints.
I don't mind bottled beer. I can't drink like pints like all night. I don't mind drinking bottled.
I used to drink them all night.
Now that you say that, since I've known you about 6.5 years now, I don't think I recall you ever drinking a pint of beer.
Not unless I'm forced to.
Yeah.
You were sort of forced to at Old Trafford, didn't we? It was cider, but it was still a drink. You probably didn't really.
No, I don't mind the cider. The dark fruit is all right.
I love dark fruit.
I don't mind the dark fruit.
Strong way the pub's lovely, right? Cider in football concourses is rotten, mate.
No, I don't drink.
I don't drink in the stadium.
I know it's going to sound strange, but I don't really drink. Unless I'm on a big night out, I don't really drink.
But you love a cocktail, don't you?
I do love a cocktail, but I don't drink at home. I'm not really one to drink at the football. I've had a couple of like big sessions at the football, but apart from that, I'm not one to just go and grab a beer at half time or anything like that. I prefer a Fanta or something.
I can't really say that being in here. We don't really drink at home.
No, honestly, I don't.
No, I'm on similar level to you. I don't drink as much as I used to. When we first moved to the London Stadium, it got to a point where I thought, I might have an alcohol problem, because like every home game, we was getting the pub at 10 o'clock in the morning, just getting absolutely slaughtered, watching the game, what you could of it, and then like going out after the game and just getting on it. I think one night I missed the last train back to Southend, and I had to get an £80 taxi, and didn't get until like 5 o'clock in the morning or something, and I was spending so much money, man. Like, I was drinking so excessively.
I mean, you're only young. We've all done that when we're young. I remember when I was maybe about 20, 21. I thought I had a drinking problem because I was out every night, but it's not. It's just because you're young. You can handle it when you're young. It's when you keep on carrying on and it starts to eat up your days. That's when you got to worry.
Yeah, when you're recovering for 3 or 4 days after just like a normal.
The time when you got a problem is when you're not recovering at all. When you're drinking to cover drink, that's when you got a problem. So yeah, we've all done that. You've done that, right? You've been out. It's weird because you do it after about a week. You feel, I think I'm an alcoholic, and you're not. You just had a week's worth of parties.
I think the worst was like down my local, because we have lock-ins down there all the time. I'm not promoting where it is. They'll probably know where it is, who I'm talking about. But sometimes you used to go down there Friday after work and not leave until Sunday night. You just stay there.
That night we had in Stratford in September, that was messy.
I think we saw a lot of you that night, Don.
I've never known you to have a pair of trousers that ain't got fucking holes in.
I split them.
You split them all.
During the night I split them. I only realised that when I ended up in that trolley.
Yeah, it was a messy night, man. It was
a good night though. Do you know what? That was a great night because it was a spontaneous one. I'm playing spontaneous nights are always the best nights.
Yeah, I think
can't beat them.
I don't have many nights out now. I'm nearly 40. You can tell by the grey on my beard. I'm nearly 40. I don't have many of them anymore. They have to be, the spontaneous nights have to be playing 3 months in advance. That's the sort of spontaneous nights I have out now.
Birthdays and Christmas.
What are you going to do for your stag do?
I'm going to go out and get fucking drunk. That's
well,
what
there you go.
Well, yeah, but I've planned that fucking 2 years in advance.
Cockney boys.
Has anyone been on Twitter this week?
No. I'm never on Twitter,
I'm
mate.
staying away from it.
Yes.
I went viral. I went viral this week. Did you see that?
Welcome to the club.
Who are you?
Did you see it? No. He ain't seen it, has he? Have you really not seen it?
Seen what?
Of course he's seen it. Look at his face.
I don't think he has.
Look at his face.
I want to make sure what I'm saying is seeing the right thing.
No, well, tell me what you've seen. Did you see me go viral this week?
No. Honestly,
I went viral.
He don't know. He don't know.
I don't know.
Shall we tell him?
Yeah,
I think we should tell him.
Yeah, of course. Go on. Well, this week obviously, look, and I don't want you to be too harsh on him because I know you don't particularly like him, Dom. But let me say what I've got to say. There was a tweet from. Do you know what? Have you still got a copy of it? Because I think he's deleted it or he's blocked me or something.
That geezer from the Sidemen tweeted him, didn't he?
Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so I took offence to a tweet from how do you pronounce his name?
Rzepa.
Alan Rzepa. He's a journalist student. He's a bit of a wind-up merchant, and he has been for a while. And he thinks he watches West Ham Fan TV, but I think he watches it in jest, in sort of like bit of banter and all that sort of thing. Like he's not a massive. I've never seen him comment on anything. I've never seen him, do anything. But he says he watches our stuff. But I think he's a bit of a dickhead. If I'm quite, no, I honestly do. I just think he's a wind-up merchant, and he has been a wind-up merchant.
Clickbait.
And there's a lot of them people there. And look, there's one thing about me is that, like, I'm very, what's the word? Clever. No, my wife definitely wouldn't say I'm clever, but I'm very protective about, especially you. And you know I am about people trying to drag us through the ringer. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not saying I'm thug life or anything like that, but I'm not a geezer to fuck with because I've got a what? Don't you dare! That's what I looked. Should have got it there. I am not a geezer to fuck with because I look scary. Yeah. I look scary. Stop it, man. Stop it. I look scary, but not only do I look scary, I've got some brain. Don't you dare. I've got some brains about me, so I can come at you at all angles like a sharp bit of light. You know what I mean?
You're proper baiting me.
Stop it. So and people think because I look like I'm going to smack your nan, that I'm a bit of a. That I'm a bit of a thug, like, you know what I mean, with no brains. I'm a brainless idiot.
Why'd you smack my nan?
Come on, man.
Who's doing the editing for this video? Because we'll have to have a word, and you might have to change the glasses when you.
But no, but I've got a bit of brains about it. So he tweets me. He tweets this tweet, right, and I took offence to it because it's not only got me in it and him. It's also got Dom for everyone else listening. It's also got our logo on it, right? And he's tweeting about, he's trying to say, I don't know if he's trying to be funny, and it's sort of a language barrier or something like that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and I really didn't mean anything really malicious by what I did, but we'll go on to that in a minute. But he's tweeted this thing out about, crashing Lambos and racism and spitting at players and all this bad shit, and then he puts a picture of me and him at the bottom, and he's for me, right? He tries to explain it as, it's the banter era, right? It's the banter era. You was the start of the banter era, and I was like, fuck off! I'm not the start of no banter fucking era. Do you know what I mean? Like we doing what we do, and then he had the ump once. What can you do? And he's trying to, but I took that as offence. He's got all this bad shit there, and he's got my fucking logo there. My brand's logo. And I said to him, like, you better have a very good reason to be putting my image on this tweet. He's explained it in a way since, like in tweets since, that he didn't mean it in that way. But instead of him saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it in that way. I'm a fan of yours, actually, and I just, I'm trying to make a meme and all that. He started coming out with all this legal mumbo jumbo saying it's a public image and you're a public person and I can use it. I'm legally allowed to use it. Blah, 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 blah. It's out in the public domain. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So you can play that game. So. I can't. So, I took his picture, yeah, and I tweeted, I fucking hate people that masturbate to animal porn. And then posted a picture of his, and he's like, what the fuck?
That's brilliant. That tweet alone just killed me. I was in tears.
How many retweets did it get?
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, mate.
There's not really much going on. There's definitely no controversial news to talk about. You know what I mean? So I definitely won't be going into.
You must have known really with the animal thing. What's going on? It was sort of trending.
Yeah. I don't want to touch too much on it. I've had my say on it. West Ham I think they've fucked it.
I agree. It's annoying. It's annoying. Do you know what? It really. It's very, very bad for the club because it doesn't represent the club at all, and it doesn't represent the fans. But I think there's a lot of people chucking their 20 pence in who have no context about football, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I've been to work today, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you ashamed? Are you ashamed?" Just like, what's it got to do with me? I didn't kick a cat. Oh, do you want someone like that playing for your club? I'm like, I just support the club, mate. I don't have any decision about who to play and who to play, or Moyes shouldn't have started. Well, tell him that. Don't tell me that. And it's like, there's too many people. Oh, fine. He's been fined. He's been fined, but no one. The bottom line is no one is. No one's defending him. It's indefensible what he's done. No one's sitting back there and saying it's indefensible. But
well, I wouldn't say no one. There's a couple, as there we are in everything.
Yeah, but in general,
in the whole.
And I just think that it's just opened up an unwanted can of worms, and it's like. I read, obviously he started last night, and I do think had he not started, I don't think we'd have won that game. But that's for another.
Ironically, mate, he was probably our best player.
Exactly, and it just goes to show how bad Issa Diop is. But I think Moyes should have left him out at least until the Newcastle game on the 19th, and let him lay low for a week.
Well, you know what's happened now? A load of sponsors have been pulling out. Kissing Me. I think another one.
Vitality,
yeah.
But the big one is Adidas have dropped a partnership with Zouma. They've scrapped him.
Shit.
Talking to the microphone.
Sorry, he's lost his sponsorship with Adidas. He's lost it. They've ripped him off. Like what Greenwood with Nike with Greenwood.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's this afternoon.
I know that there's a load of sponsors pulling out of West Ham. I mean, it's serious. For me, it's serious. I think West Ham should have taken a stance, but I think you're right in the terms of there's a lot of people putting their 2 pennies. I mean, Jamie O'Hara was putting his 2 pennies in. He smacked a fucking 14-year-old schoolboy in the mouth.
The worst one I saw was Jeremy Vine. Should West Ham fans stop supporting the club?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's right. Okay. I'll throw away all that years of support, all the memories, all the friends I've made, all the money I've put into the club because a player we've had for 6 months booted his cat. Yeah, that's right. Bollocks. It's all silly media propaganda and virtue signaling. They're reaping this in.
Sadiq Khan as well.
Reaping this in. Sadiq Khan should focus on stopping kids getting stabbed before fucking sticking his 2 pence in. All these irrelevant people that have nothing to do with football and have no context and are so out of touch with football try to stick their 2 pence in and start piping up.
Yeah,
Pisses me off.
Zouma wants to be careful though, man. There's some fucking big old UFC fighters going, you can't try and kick me. If it's one of them see him, man, I'm smacking him.
Zouma's a lump though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not a UFC fighter though.
Yeah, but he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Jim White. We thought we sort of praised him. Not praised him last week because he was not really saying stuff what was coming from the. But he had a chat with the owners. It said yesterday, and they said it was Moyes' decision whether to play Zouma or not. Do you agree with that, or do you reckon that?
What's a load of bollocks?
I don't agree with Zouma. I said yesterday, I said just now, that he should have laid low until the Newcastle game, right? But I think I read what Moyes said as to why, and I do think Moyes sort of conducted himself well into explaining why Zouma played. But the fact that he has played has opened up a can of worms that we don't need. And I think had he not played last night, there would be nothing spoken about it today. because it's provoked a complete reaction from people. Jeremy Vine supports Chelsea, does he not? I think he supports Chelsea, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Who's their left back?
Yeah,
Alonso.
Killed kids, didn't
Not killed drunk driving.
he?
Right, you risk your life getting in a car even if you're sober because you don't know what's going to happen. You know the risks when you get.
Dom, look, I've said this a million times. I fully understand, right? And we had this discussion off air. I fully understand that there are people that have done worse things that are still playing. Luis Suarez is still playing. He's done worse things than that. He's bit people, and been racist a few times. John Terry had a career after he was racist and found not guilty and whatever. There's been people that have done worse shit than that.
Luke McCormick.
But I don't care about them. I care about he's a player for our club. He's representing us. And as I said last night, on the front page of the paper, it wasn't Kurt Zouma kicks his cat. It was Premier League player kicks his cat, and he's there in our shirt. We garner a lot of unwanted attention anyway. People gun for us. Every time there's a problem at our club, they just gun for us. Simple as that. It's because of our reputation. It's because of the Taxpayer Stadium. It's because of all of that shit. So as soon as someone steps out of line, they're on it tenfold. I mean, I haven't heard fucking shit from the Mason Greenwood case since last week.
No, I know.
Nothing.
English, British media protecting their English golden boy.
But the one thing is I know we've said it off air, and obviously when this comes out, I think a few people is Trevor Sinclair, what he's done today. Like, I know everyone's in touch, but the fact that he mentioned Isla saying West Ham have let her down because playing Zouma yesterday, I think that's an absolute disgrace.
Nah, it's disgusting, despicable.
I'm fuming with it.
I don't know why he would say that, Trevor Sinclair. I don't know why he would say. But again, we go into the last week's episode, and you're talking about that's what media is. It's just creating controversy.
It is, but I just think it's despicable that you're bringing up you're trying to bring a 7-year-old's death into a situation that bears no relevance. How can you sink that low?
No, I understand. I do understand, but that's what they do. That's what they do. It's disgusting, but that's just what they do. I try to keep West Ham Fan TV away from that sort of controversy and trying to, really clickbait people. And we could have 250,000 subscribers now if I'd put some of the titles on that I'd thought of and thought, it's a bit dodge. That, you know what I mean? I could have had, but that's what these mainstream media places do.
Do you think he's going to play on Sunday?
Yeah, I think if he played last night, he's going to play.
They will stop now. They will stop him from playing.
For how long?
A game, probably one game. It's because it's not that. It's that. Look, I think he should be banned. Yeah,
For how long?
I think. Well, no. I don't know how long. I'm not making any decisions, but
but if it was up to you, how long?
I wouldn't play it for the rest of the season.
Harsh.
I know it's harsh and it would affect us, but that's the way I feel about animals. I'm not virtue signalling or anything like that. That's just my opinion. I can understand, and I said on my video, I'm fully behind whatever West Ham do. West Ham wanted to play him, fine.
I'm the same as you. I back what don't get me wrong. What is I sort of agree with what Moyes is saying as well. Players are getting punished for what someone's done, but then when you think about it, it's a squad at the end of the day. When you win together, don't you? So it's
no, but they, as I said before, they played him. I didn't agree with it, and I don't have to support it, but that's their decision. I'm not going to be then, shouting and hollering over the top of them. Oh, you're blah, blah, blah. They've got to deal with that sort of shit. I don't give a shit. I want West Ham to win, whether he's in the team or not in the team. If it was my preference, I wouldn't have had him in the team.
If he was going to miss,
I think he should be. But hold on. Before he should have been suspended. Now that their sponsors pulling out, I bet they review it.
Oh yeah, of course. But if he was going to miss a game, it would have had to be last night. And
No, not particularly, because they could have said we was reviewing it and all of that sort of thing. Now that their sponsors pulling out, it would not surprise me.
Yeah, but the sponsors wouldn't have pulled out if he didn't play last night, I don't think.
No, I know, but they're going to be frantically on the phone to them people. Let us make it better. Let us make it better.
I think it was a mistake. I think if it was away from home yesterday, he wouldn't have played.
Do you know what?
Because he didn't really get booed by
But-
the West Ham fans yesterday,
No.
did he?
You got zooed.
Yeah.
He got a little bit at the beginning, but you know, look, you got to support your players. When the players are kicking cats around, it makes it tough. But
Yes.
I'm not there to see Kurt Zouma and Kurt Zouma only. I'm there to watch the rest of the boys play, and I want them to win because they deserve to win. Him, he can fuck off for all I cut up. Do you know what? If it was my decision, if I was the owner, I would have sold him. If you could. If it was in January, I would have sold him off. I would have sacked him off right there and then. Not. I wouldn't have let him go because you're punishing yourself.
Yeah.
Through a £30 million transfer, but I would have definitely put him on the market.
It's just so frustrating because he's such a massive part of our team. This is what makes it difficult. I think if it was someone like Yarmolenko...
Well, I think this is where the morals come in.
Yeah.
Because if it was Yarmolenko, if it was
Diop.
someone like that, they would have sacked him off. Or they would have at least turned around and went, he's not playing for the foreseeable or whatever, whatever.
I sort of agree with what you're saying, though, Dom. Though, if it was an English one, it'd be interesting to see how it would have been.
No, I don't agree with that.
Look at Greenwood, though, man. That's like forgotten. Well, it'll come back again soon after the trial, but
I sort of
it was only 10 days ago and you wouldn't have think it'd happen.
Well, he's not playing.
Well, no, yeah, that's true.
But I think it is. I think they'll look after they look at the media look after their own, and where he is French. I don't mean to bring like that card in. I think if he was English, I think.
No, I think a lot of people look into that too much. I really do. I think there's too much of that sort of like whataboutism. It's because he's this, it's because he's that. It's the French are probably attacking him because he's from West Ham. The same way they attack Raheem Sterling because they've got a problem with Raheem Sterling. I don't for a minute think that it's sort of because he's French or because he's black or anything like that. It's just that they like attacking West Ham. That's big business for them. When they can start having a go at West Ham, it garners attention, and because of our reputation, it garners support, and that's why they do that thing.
For me though, I think he plays Sunday. I don't think he'll be suspended.
I don't think they will now, but it all depends on what happens now. I think.
Can the Premier League get involved?
Yeah, of course they can.
Well, if they get involved,
but they should have already been involved. Again, it would be pandering if they got involved now because they wasn't getting involved. They get involved in tweets, Dom. They fucking ban people for tweets that they sent when they were 12. Do you know what I mean? Like
Owen wasn't banned.
No, it was
Andre Gray. He was banned.
Who's the other one? Leicester player, wasn't it?
Chowdhury,
yeah.
Chowdhury, yeah. They ban people for that sort of stuff. Like the fact that they ain't doing it, I just think it's a little bit.
But no, like you said, we're against it, but we're defending our club as well.
If he was playing for Spurs or something, we'd all be saying, "Oh, it does." We are obviously.
Yeah. If he was
it's
playing,
tough for us being West Ham.
If he was playing for someone like Arsenal, yeah, it'd be spoken about for a day, then completely forgotten about. Yeah. Simple as that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Arsenal get a lot of hate by the media.
Who
as
don't
well.
get a lot of hate? Brighton. Let's say he was playing for Brighton. Nobody would even blink a fucking eyelid.
That's yeah. You're right, actually, because Bissouma.
Yeah,
I think Bissouma. There's a few allegations against him.
About what?
Rape.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Do you not know it? Yeah, but that's exactly it. You don't know it, do you?
No,
because he got arrested at a nightclub. There's footage of him getting arrested, and all these stories are coming out at the time. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been
September. I think.
Yeah, it was around about when Mendy got nicked, and then it's just nothing's been. And he's still playing Bissouma.
Yeah, no, that's what they're saying. If he got his big move, the big club being linked with him, that's the reason why they've not sold him, because it'll be more in the limelight. Yeah, like you said, we could sit here all day and talk about it. Like you said, it's an opinion. We've all had our say on it, and whatever the club do.
I think this time next week, Pete will move on to something else. That's just how the world is.
Today's news is tomorrow's fish and chip paper. I said that earlier. I fit that in twice now.
You're making me hungry. I fancy a battered sausage and chips with beans. Beans.
We had a laugh the other day when we.
Oh, it's brilliant. Do you know what? I actually had a really good day.
You bought your trainers. Where'd you get your shoes from?
I think my brother got me these shoes.
Oh, Dom, you've got some shocking trainers, man.
I don't care as long as they keep me warm. Do you want to buy me some?
Where do you get your shoes from? Not them trainers.
Do you need to make that phone call again, Nicky?
What phone call?
On Saturday, you called someone.
Fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
Such
1996 come along and they wanted their trainers back. But where'd you get your shoes from? Because you got that pair of boots that look like you come out of Red Dead Redemption 2. You got that Undertaker coat that you used to wear. Where did these come from?
Shut up, boy.
Where did these come from?
Keep your mouth shut. Where's these come from?
I reckon Dom used to be a hippie.
Did I fuck? Nah,
He's be a cowboy.
Do you know what it is? I hate shoes with laces. I just don't like them. I don't like shoes with laces.
That's like my when my boy was 4, he didn't like shoes with laces.
All right.
Well, they got laces.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they fit all right. Do you know what it is?
Why don't you give them a wash at least?
They're not that bad. Come on, mate. You're acting like
Take a picture of them shoes.
No.
Tell me they ain't that bad. They look like they come straight out of fucking Compton. To be quite honest.
Compton.
honestly, they look like they come straight out of 1996, mate.
Some people like to dress like the olden days.
You look like a fucking drunk Marty McFly. That's what you look like.
What's all these personal attacks for?
No, I'm just saying.
All right,
I want to give you a bit of a. Look, I'm not the best dressed people. I've got barbecue sauce down my jumper. You know what I mean? But you look like a fucking homeless Marty McFly with what you're wearing right now. Like, what is this ensemble that you got on?
Got off the plane, joined the queue for passport control, and then it dawned on me. Guess what?
Left your passport on the plane.
Yes. So I had to go back and wrestle with this security guy. He wouldn't let me through. I was like, mate, I left my passport. The plane was on the phone. I was like, look, get off the phone. So I was like wrestling with the security guard.
Dom, this story is so long that the camera's run out of battery again. So we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Well, we got home safe and sound. The end.
Nice one. Fucking hell. Thank you very much for that story, mate. I really
This is a
appreciate
different
it.
kind of podcast, but I really
To be
enjoyed
continued. It's been good, isn't it? It's been good.
Yeah, it's always good. Thank you very much. As I said, you probably can't see us on the camera now, but thank you very much for watching the podcast. If you're listening to it on audio, thank you so much for becoming a patron, and we really appreciate it. Share this and tell your friends about it, and if they want to become patrons, it really goes a long way in helping. As I said, we've spent a lot of money on this podcast equipment, but we really do appreciate the patronage from yourselves. And that's it.
So we have an outro.
Who am I going to pick? Sing us out, Andy.
Today's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realised what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Wow, wow, wow.
'Cause maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, we've got Michael Antonio.
Terrible.